So what's going on, everybody? So today we're going to go over the Carvana car buying process and what it's like to actually purchase a car from Carvana. So let's start out with this. So if you don't know what Carvana is kind of like an online marketplace for cars. Essentially, they buy and sell cars. So whether you're looking to buy, you can actually go on their website or their mobile app and search for cars, all makes and models, all years, whatever it may be, just like a dealership. You can go on their marketplace and essentially search for a vehicle that you want. Once you go through and find a vehicle that you do like and want to inquire about, you can essentially go through their process of applying, which is obviously the same that kind of goes around the car buying industry, and you're giving all your information. They check your credit, that side of things, and that's pretty much it. If you do get approved, then you go through a second process, and that second process is submitting additional documents to providing your address and verification of funds and all this different stuff depending on where you are and what you need and what Carvana needs from you. It may change, but that's the general process. Once the car is ready, the car will actually get delivered directly to you by a Carvana delivery driver and directly to your front door. Now, the same thing goes with selling a car to Carvana, except it's kind of reverse. So selling a car, I haven't not done that yet, so I cannot personally speak on that exactly, but the selling process is kind of similar, just reversed, where I'm sure they come out, they look at your car, they test drive it, that side of things, and if you go to sell it, they'll give you an offer. They have a delivery driver that comes out and picks up the car on your behalf and takes it to their Carvana location. So now let's move on and let's talk about if I would recommend buying a car from Carvana. The answer to that question is yes. So I did have some complications and some problems with my purchase, and I'm going to talk about those after we take a look at the car here in a second, and just go over some things that happened and some problems that came up along the way, just so you guys can kind of get a heads up on that and some things to kind of expect with buying a car from Carvana. So let's go ahead and take a look at the car that I recently purchased from Carvana. All right, so here we have it. We have a 2015 Volkswagen Passat Wolfsburg edition, which just means the trims are upgraded and some other little things. But this is a 4-cylinder, turbocharged, produces about 170 horsepower 4-cylinder. So that's exactly what we have right here. As you can see, it's a pretty good looking car overall. One thing to note with the 2015 Volkswagen is the back rear windows, as you can see, do not go down all the way. So that's one thing to mention. It sucks. I did not know that. Also, sorry, we do have some wind coming through, so sorry if you hear that. Here you can see the back of the Volkswagen Passat. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trunk while we're at it. So to start, here's what the key looks like. You've got just your normal key, your lock, trunk button, unlock, your panic button for your alarm, to pop out the key. There's that. Hold down the trunk button and the trunk will unlatch. As you can see, I have some old golf clubs and some other stuff in the trunk right now, but overall the trunk is pretty big. I mean, that is a full set of golf clubs right there, and you can just see how much room is left in there. I mean, you could probably fit another 2 to 3 pair of golf clubs in the trunk here. But that is essentially the trunk of the 2015 Volkswagen Passat. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back seat, and don't mind my bag and my shoes over there for the gym later today. But what I love about this car is it is very, very, very roomy back here. So as you can see, I'm 6 foot tall. Look at all this knee room. And you imagine I'm driving up there as well. So there the seat is adjusted to how I like it, being 6 foot tall and everything. I still have so much room back here. The driver could scoot back, driver could scoot up. I mean, there's so much room back here. The seats are pretty comfortable. Now the seats are also 60/40. And then what that means is the seats will actually fold down all the way, so you can go pass through to the trunk. Once again, the Volkswagen Passat 2015 also has this right here. Some will come with a little pass-through door that you can have, but this one does not. It's got the fold down with the cup holders right there. Let's take a look. Here's the seats. Now, let's take a look at and jump into the captain's seat. So, open it up. So here we have, once again, the 2015 Volkswagen Passat. Now, this Volkswagen has roughly about 93,000 miles on it. I've put up almost roughly 1,000 miles on it since purchasing the car. Look at it. Here we have. So, it's pretty standard around here. It's actually really nice, clean in here. So you've got your driving wheel, you've got your music controls, volume up and down, your Bluetooth radio, your satellite, your media menu, obviously all of that. And then you have your heat and AC control. You have your shifter knob. It's got Prindle, remember that. You got the park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then you can put it into manual so you can shift the gears manually. And then it's got sport mode as well. Here we have, in this specific Volkswagen, it is leatherette seats with heated front seats. So the seats are heated, which is pretty awesome. Another thing to note is it's got the analog. It's got the clock right here. But that's pretty much it. Pretty standard all around. And that is the review of the 2015 Volkswagen Passat. So let's go over some issues that I personally had when dealing with Carvana and buying this specific car from Carvana. So let's just say the process was easy, but there were some complications and some errors and issues that I ran into. So first, when applying, everything was going smooth, excuse me. The support team, amazing with Carvana. You can text them 24/7. They'll respond to you, get back to you as fast as they can. But the one thing to note is there were issues with buying this car. So I had a delivery date on the 20th of the month. Got a call about 1 hour before that. Hey, your car's not at the lot. It's not going to show up. So remember, my car is already insured, because to get the car picked up from Carvana, the car has to be insured already, and they have to see proof. So I was like, okay, well, I'm insuring this car. When's it going to be here? So we had to try to figure it out. The driver traced it down. Apparently it was not at the lot, so he could not deliver it. So it got pushed back an entire week. So that's the thing about the Carvana car buying process, is if your delivery date gets missed or you can't be there or whatever it may be, your delivery date is going to get moved to the next open delivery date, which could be a week, 2 weeks, whatever it may be. I don't know. But what's awesome about Carvana is they did take care of everything for you. The plates, the registration, everything for the car, that goes, and they do it for you. But the one thing about that specifically is they did not tell me that you have to get a paper notarized, which that would have been very beneficial to know, that I have to get a paper notarized after purchasing the car. I wish I would have known that. It's not a very big deal. All I did was take the paper to UPS, and they were able to do it for me. And then I had FedEx back to Carvana so they could do the registration and everything on my behalf. Other thing that is really cool about Carvana is, since you aren't seeing the car before you purchase it, they do show you kind of like a 3D, 4D walk around of the car inside and out and everything, and they do mark things that are wrong with the car. So this one, they said there's a little buff back here. This looks like it could get buffed out, someone little dinged, whatever it may be, but they did show that. And there's a couple other ones that they did show, and so that is very good. Other than that, this specific car is pretty clean, looks awesome, runs great. One thing to note though, they did not tell me about this. This is something I found out. And what sucks is I found out after your 7-day drive. So with Carvana, you have a 7-day return policy, no questions asked. So if you don't like it after test driving it for 7 days, you can return it. But I found some things that I didn't know were wrong with the car further out of that 7 days. So that door handle doesn't work. So outside it does, but on the inside, it just doesn't work. So I'm gonna have to look at that, see what's wrong with that. Specifically wrong with this car, that's about major issue. That's it. This doesn't slide, so that's not a very big issue. I can get that fixed. All the other ones work, but this one specifically does not turn left and right. But other than that, it's a great looking car. And overall, do I recommend buying from Carvana? Yeah, just make sure you check everything out, ask all the questions. The one other thing to note that I was not happy about that they did not tell me, because I was expecting it. Now, you should never expect when purchasing a car from Carvana, but for some reason, it was my first time. This car did not come with a spare tire and did not come with a jack at all. So that's something I had to purchase and I have to purchase. So that would have been nice to know when first purchasing this car. Carvana did not let me know that, so that stinks. But other than that, I do recommend checking out Carvana. Now, right now, the car market is pretty crazy, so you're gonna pay a little bit more for the cars, just because used cars are skyrocketing since they can't make chips and all that. Not gonna get into that really, but the car market, it was a little bit more expensive, but it was overall the best car buying experience I've ever had and ever seen. It was pretty cool and unique to literally order a car online and then be at my house and it gets delivered on a truck and then it's mine. So that was pretty cool. Other than that, like I said, I do recommend checking out Carvana, but I'm gonna leave a link to their marketplace in the description. Make sure you guys check it out because it's something I at least recommend. So that's gonna wrap it up. This was my experience with purchasing a car, a 2015 Volkswagen Passat from Carvana. Now, if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys comment below, whether it is purchasing from Carvana or on this specific car, the 2015 Volkswagen Passat Wolfsburg Edition. Make sure you guys drop them in the comments below. I'll make sure to get back to that. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more.